Welcome back, folks, to a one-off slash single-player adventure here on Tales of Equestria. I am your DM and host, Lord Lucan, and we have a new player with us today. Who are you? Who are
Uh,
you?
uh, I'm Hattori. I'm a college student nursing, and today I'll be playing as Rad the Dragon. He's a orange, lanky dragon with dreadlocks and has a passion for dangerous sports.
As we will find out in this episode of Tales of Equestria, Misty Island. So we will go ahead and get started. So tell me what Rad was doing in the storm.
Well, like any good day, Rad was just lazing about, and he saw off in the distance dark clouds. And dark clouds always lead to a thrilling ride. So he flew off into the distance with him and his handy board at hand and jumped right into the middle of the storm.
It was a sweet wave. You started catching it, and man, did it take you soaring, buddy. It took you everywhere. All around, you went zipping and sliding. You lost track of time and space as the storm swirled and whirled about you. Lightning and thunder crackled all around you. But you, being your awesome surfer self, kept riding the waves, right? I don't know. Are they waves? What would you call them?
Breeze in the sun. This is where Rad feels best at home. And loss of time is a usual thing for him.
So we get the scene of like you, right? Rad. The orange dragon, like flying up, right? As the wind currents lift you and your surfboard up. And you peek over the storm front, right? And you can see nothing but like clear skies, right? What do you do in this brief moment of calm and quiet?
Fall back right into it.
Awesome. You fall right back down into it. I need you to give me a fly check as once again you're hitting that turbulent winds. Interesting. It happened sudden, right? You thought you knew. You could have sworn that you saw the winds coming, and you opened up your wings, and that's what happens when your surfboard gets snatched out from beneath your claws, and it goes skyrocketing off, right?
Betty!
Yeah. This time you are without your surfboard, and you are relying on your wings to attempt to grab it and catch it. So go ahead and roll me another fly as the winds are sweeping and beating against you. There you go. That is a critical success. Go ahead and roll a d8. Awesome. So as this has happened to you many times before, right? Where you get the surfboard swept off your feet, right? You expertly glide down to the like flying soft, the swirling surfboard, right? And now I need you to roll me, what is it, claws, right? A body check in order to grab a hold of it and rebalance yourself on the board. Yes, that's a crit.
D8, if I remember correctly.
Yep, that's a critical success.
Ugh.
That's fine. You still got it. So you finally grab the board, right? And you have securely latched yourself onto it, right? But now you need to right yourself. You need to get back on your board, right? As the winds start beating and buckling, both you and the board continue to spin out of control. Go ahead and roll me another body as once again the winds and waves. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, buddy. Oh no. Any sense of direction that you once had is now lost, right? as you begin skyrocketing down towards what you assume would be open water. Yeah.
Right at home.
Yeah. You think that, right? You have your surfboard and everything else. What do you
That's all
do
that
as you
matters.
see like this waves are tossing and turning below you? What are you going to do?
Obviously, just torpedo right in there.
Oh, you're going to dive? Yeah, go ahead and roll me a body as you hit the water.
So point in trying to recover. Gotta just land it.
Oh, no.
Ugh.
This
It
is
hurt.
horrible. This is terrible. You hit the water. And not only that, you hit the water, you go flat on your face. You know, a belly dive, you go speak. And not only that, but your surfboard goes rocketing off, right? So you get a belly flop, right? And your surfboard goes ricocheting off into the distance. Now that you're stuck in the water, now that you're stuck in water, I need you to give me a fly check to see if you can fly up to your awesome surfboard. By the way, the surfboard survived the crash. It is
Thank
currently
God.
getting swept away by the wild winds.
Thanks, Celestia.
That's not good. Is it a die
Wait.
4? No, that's a die 6. Oof. Oof.
That roll
You're struggling
thing?
in the water, right? You're struggling in the water. And your surfboard keeps getting further and further away from you. What do you do?
I attempt to. How rough is the water?
It's rough. It's in the storm, right? So currently you reached the pinnacle of the storm, right? And then you came flying down, and that's when everything started going topsy-turvy.
I'll try to go back under the water and try to get some momentum and just slingshot out of the water.
Sure. This is a swim check, right? So it's a body. Go ahead and roll me
That's
a body.
Oh,
So
yes.
you make it. You dive down under the next wash of the giant wave, right? And then you see your surfboard, right? Your surfboard is no longer in the water, but is actually getting flown out back into the storm. What are you going to do as you finally recover from your belly flop, right? You belly flop.
That's the spirit, Betty. Back into the wind we go.
Go ahead and roll me a fly if you're going to chase after it.
Oh, no.
Awesome. Well, I have good news. You make it into the air. And then I have bad news. This is when we see, what is it? A typhoon? No. What are those called? A water spout. You see a water spout, right? Swirling in the ocean. And you do make it into the air, but not in your own reconnaissance. You make it into the water spout and are slowly getting sucked up into the sky. What are you going to do, buddy? You're currently in a whirlwind of water and air. What you going to do? By the way, you've now lost track of your surfboard. You had it, and now it's gone from your sight.
That's okay. Me and Betty are kindred spirits. We'll find the way. So I'll close my wings, and then I'll kind of let the spout take me up, and then I'll open up my wings and kind of slingshot myself out. Or
Sure.
try.
Go ahead and roll me another fly as you attempt your acrobatics.
Oh,
Here we go. That's a critical success. Go ahead and roll me a die 8. Oh, well, it's still a 6. You managed to make it out of the swirling waters, right? And you make it, right? You're breathing pretty hard, and you're like, and go ahead and roll me a mind to see if you can find your surfboard that you lost.
Ugh.
Oh, no. I think this is when something hits you, right? Something
Betty?
large comes and hits you across the head. You don't see what it is. And you hear this, you just feel this massive flop. And you go spinning, right? And I need you to roll me another mind to stay conscious.
I'm taking a nap.
This is where we kind of you black out. As you are whirled a wind in the storm, and your wings are spread out, right? So the last thing we see is like this massive thing coming up against you and knocking you unconscious. Hung Pop, are you there?
I am here.
Excellent. You just missed the prelogue of our new character.
Are you guys broadcasting right now?
We are, yes, currently on Twitch.
I need to figure out what's going on then, because I can't see either of you.
You can't. Well, you should be able to see mine. Rad currently has his icon up. He doesn't have any visual.
Yeah, I don't have a camera.
Yeah, I'll try reconnecting.
Yeah, for some reason I can't see you, Lucan, so...
I can see you.
Now I can.
Yeah, I just reconnected. There we go. Excellent, excellent. So the last thing we saw, Rad the Dragon gets slammed against something, and he does not recover in time. We get the scene, right, of Rad swirling, unconscious, and we see him like this mist as he's just swirling around, and we just see him like trees as he comes slamming down into Misty's island. Rad, go ahead and roll me a mind. You see if you wake up from this crash. I'm sorry, buddy. You gotta roll up a new character if you fails. Nah, you're fine. You're fine. This is when Rad wakes up.
Fixing my dreads, parting them from my eyes. Awesome, dude. Dirt Nap wasn't so thrilling.
It was pretty radical. It was a wild ride. It was one wild ride.
Betty?
You glance around looking for your surfboard. It is nowhere in sight. During the storm, it must have gotten lost.
Sorry, just continue, it just crashed.
This is when you wake up inside of a crater. You're slammed into the ground so hard that you literally made a crater. As you come to, right? Maybe an hour, 2 hours, who knows how long you've been out. You notice that you are covered in mist. The fire that you had caused when you hit the ground is slowly dying out as the moisture and the rains continue to trickle down upon you. What do you do as you suddenly wake up?
Well, my board's gone. Do I still have my beanie?
Yes. All other equipment is with you. Assuming that
Awesome.
you have a backpack or something like that.
I take out my guitar, and I just choose a direction.
Excellent.
The spirit will bring me to my abuse.
Excellent. Roll me that sweet, sweet mind roll to see if you don't get lost.
Oh, it's a journey, no matter what.
Oh yeah, you're fine. You're fine. You make it to civilization.
Playing my guitar. I'm not a good guitarist. I'm quite bad at it. It doesn't hurt.
I think we get a cutscene, right, of the dragon, right, playing his guitar as he's strolling through the forest. And we get a cutscene of Butters and what is Butters doing currently? Who is currently at the edge of a pool of what appears to be like chocolate milk, but is clearly mud. You are surrounded by what appears to be like these butterfly ponies called breezies. And who's being lifeguard? It seems to be Mindcloud, the pangolin. As the breezies jump into the muddy pool, and in their strange foreign language seem to be crying out, "Wee! Woohoo!" Of course, you don't speak breezy, but it seems to be titillating with joy.
Well, seeing as how the breezy that he is infatuated with is enjoying the mud, he will do the same. But in true Butters flair, he's going to try to jump in the pool and do a cannonball.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll me a body. You'll see how this cannonball works out. Kerploosh. You make a wave. It's not a massive wave. It's not huge or anything like that. You don't make the breezies go surfing or anything like that. But it's kind of like a ripple, right? Because of the bubbles and the baths. I think this is where we notice like small storm clouds in the distance, right? Approaching, but it's like spitting and spattering. It's not like anything serious. Epsabub seems to be like swirling around the mud pool, and I need Butters to roll me a mind for poor Epsicup. Oh yeah. He has the ability to refuse to dive into the pool if he wishes.
I mean, he'll probably be cautious at first, but he's still, a teenager, so he's going to try to get in the fun with all the others, but he'll just probably stick a tentacle and some roots in the mud, right? Getting all of his leaves muddy.
Excellent. Everybody's hanging out what appears to be some sort of mud bath. And unbeknownst to those who are around, we see this orange dragon stumble upon this strange scene, which seems to be like a party, right? You see umbrellas and lawn chairs, and you see this bubbling pool. Rad, go ahead and place yourself. And I need Butters to roll me a mind to see if he even notices.
Butters tends to be pretty sharp.
He is a big orange dragon. Literally a big orange dragon. So everybody else seems to be having fun in the pool, right? Splashing and having a good time. Rad, you stumble upon the scene as everybody seems to be diving into this mud bath, right? And they're all soaked in this dark liquid, right? This muddy liquid. What you see is what appears to be some sort of pangolin right here, who has terrible eyesight, by the way. And she has not noticed you, despite you being orange and big. Right? She has terrible eyesight as she's like rubbing her hands together and petting this helmet, right? She seems to be quite content as everybody's just relaxing and having a good time. You see what appears to be some sort of griffin kind of like laying back in an armchair, and he's just kind of like snoozing away. And you also appear to see, what does he see here, Butters? What are these two objects made out of wood? What are these strange things they see?
At first glance, they appear to be some sort of wooden mannequin. But they wear party hats. They have like streamers covering them, and their faces are painted with clown makeup. One of them has a party whistle in its mouth, and the other one seems to have a large exotic flower on its chest.
What do you do, Rad, as you stumble upon the scene? The earth pony, who is currently covered in mud, sees you, but nobody else seems to notice you.
The kindred spirits, man. I'm gonna walk right up and join the fun.
Excellent. Are you going to dive into the what appears to be a mud bath?
Nah, I'm gonna play my guitar on the side.
Oh, excellent.
Bring some music to the party.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll me a, what would this be? A mind as you attempt to play the guitar. Is that correct?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's a critical success. Go ahead and roll a die 6. That's still pretty good. Everybody like turns, right? Stops what they're doing as they're like playing around in the mud and stuff. Everyone turns and looks at what appears to be. Go ahead and describe yourself, Rad.
Rad is a lanky, kind of slouching dragon of orange color. He has long dreadlocks and a big, oversized beanie on top of his head. It's so big that it kind of covers his eye. Much more than that, he is playing a guitar right now. Very colorful.
And who does he see, Rad? Or Butters? Who does Rad see currently in the mud?
You see an earth pony covered in mud. He's got a large brown afro with a brown poofy tail, but he's got clown makeup painted on, like a sad clown. He's got painted on tears beneath his eyes and a muted red nose. Upon seeing this, Butters slowly walks over to Penelope, which is a cart, brightly colored cart, with a engraving on the side that reads Penelope. And he cautiously pulls out a ukulele and begins playing opposite of Rad.
Go ahead and roll.
Right
me a play
on,
music.
my Earth Pony.
Would you like to use a token of friendship?
Nope.
Butters, you attempt to play your ukulele, and unfortunately, because you have muddy hands, right? You clog up your ukulele, and your hand slips, and the strings on your ukulele break. You currently have a broken ukulele, broken muddy ukulele.
Butters frowns at this, and he turns to one of the mannequins, and he whistles. The mannequin begins to move as it steps forward in front of Penelope, and it attempts to spray Rad with a gout of water coming from that oversized flower on its chest.
Sure. What's your intention here?
He's not quite sure if Rad is a minion of fire, so he's trying to protect the Breezies while determining whether Rad is in fact a minion of fire.
Excellent.
He knows it's strange for a minion of fire to play music, but he's not too sure yet.
So go ahead and roll me a body for your minion. And Rad, this water comes spouting at you. This is known as a scuffle. I need you to roll me a body in order to dodge out of the way.
What are you talking about? Rad's thirsty, man. This pony is giving him a drink.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me body as you attempt to drink. Oh, that's a crit. Oh, it's a roll-off now. It's a roll-off. Tell me how this goes down. You guys tie, both getting 5 and 5. Rad, right? He opens his mouth, right, and this water gushes out. It's like a super soaker to the mouth, right? It doesn't hurt you, Rad, right? And
I'm thirsty.
You are thirsty, so he starts gulping it down. Go ahead and re-roll and see how this breaks. Okay.
I'm a thirsty dragon.
That was a crit, Rad. Tell me how you break. Oh my gosh. That was a crit, Rad. Okay.
Yep. I thought we were going all the way.
You might have. Holy crap. Tell me how you drain all the water from this minion.
Well, I'm imagining it's like in an arc right now, and I'm just kind of like taking it in as I continue playing. Very thirsty, might I add.
Yeah.
And
he's skilled.
Oh yeah. Damn, salt water just doesn't hit the spot.
This dragon just opens its maw and drinks down the gout of water spilled out for him. Yeah. Rad is currently in your corner. You won the scuffle. What would you like to do?
I don't know, how long is the water going to be given?
It's like a super soaker, right? Like a...
So it eventually drains down. So as soon as it kind of goes down, water still dripping, I'll give you like a peace sign, like, right on, my wooden friend. I was thirsty after that wave hit me. Ah. And then I do like a little finisher on my guitar, as terrible as it is.
Yeah, he seems to rock out on it. Butters, yeah, you are confused as this creature does not seem to be aggressive towards you. and literally just drink some water. What do you do, Butters?
Well, there's one thing that minions of fire don't like to do, and that's laugh. So he's going to spread some mud around and put on a show for this dragon and the breezies.
Excellent. Tell me how you're going to put on the show.
Well, he likes to cater the show to the environment, so he's going to slip and slide around the outside of the pool and finishing with a dunk completely into the pool.
Excellent. Roll me, comedy, creative flair. Oh yeah, he crushes it. He crushes it. Everything happens as he says. The breezies. Even you, Rad, are impressed by this comical show of this muddy pony slipping, sliding into the muddy bath. It's humorous. It's very much comedic. What does Rad do as he sees this?
Obviously, it's enjoyable. Not only did I just meet new friends, I got a drink after that storm and a good show. The spirit is refreshed.
Do you smile or laugh during this?
Obviously, this is enjoyable.
Yep.
I clap as well.
The
Right
breezies
on,
clap. Everyone claps except for one. The griffin, who is currently asleep. You guys may interact freely now.
Well done, my fluffy pony friend. Show amazing.
Butters slowly gets out of the mud and he bows a little and he goes to examine the mannequin. Upon closer inspection, it has engraved on the side of it Fiddleneck. And he starts trying to pop open the compartment in Fiddleneck that's full of gears and what appears to be a water tank as he checks the water levels in Fiddleneck.
You restock the water supply in your Fiddleneck. All right. Mind Cloud claps. The penguin's like, oh my, how fascinating. Music and dancing and mud sliding. Very impressive, very impressive. Oh, I did not know that our guests were of such acrobatic performers and of musical talent. She continues to pet what appears to be a helmet of sorts as she says this.
After checking on Fiddleneck, Butters is going to go back into the and he is going to try to impress the breezy that he is infatuated with.
Excellent. What could go wrong? How are you trying to impress her?
He is going to start juggling mud balls.
Excellent. Let's see which one it is. Okay. And this is a juggling skill. Yep. Okay. And then she's going to attempt to counter you with just her natural charm. Interesting. She is impressed that you can juggle mud balls. Usually they fall apart in your hooves, right? But you seem to be able to do it, right? Very skillfully. She claps and squeals with delight as you juggle these mud balls. She comes up to you and she says, once again, you do not understand Breezy. But she is clearly warming up to you. From you offering to cook her into a pie to where you are now is very much different. She seems to be much more open and less hostile to the pony. Yeah. Rad, what do you do? Everybody seems to be enjoying the pool, except for the sleeping griffin and the pangolin, who is currently petting a helmet and is currently watching said pool, but she has terrible eyesight. So, what do you do, Rad? It seems to be a party of sorts. As you look around, you also see in the distance, you see 3 huts. It seems to be like this is like the inn or sleeping quarters of this area. However, this is kind of like the pool party and the main attraction, if you will.
I'm not much for mud frogly right now, so I'm fascinated by the creature petting the helmet.
The pangolin, yes. She says, who are you? And she like squints and she looks at you and she's like, who are you? Some sort of turtle? She continues to squint and eyeball you, right? Not quite sure what you are. Some sort of orange turtle? You can play music very well.
Thanks, I'm Rad, the dragon. I was off exploring the 6 storms you had off the island, I would assume.
Oh.
And I ate some dirt in the end.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You're very much at Misty Island. This is Misty's Island. Where are you from,
Misty's
stranger?
What?
This is Misty Island.
Never heard of it, man.
Few have.
Huh. You wouldn't happen to have seen a board laying around, would ya?
She like squints at you, right? And she says, I've seen many boards. There's a board of wood over there. And she points to like one of the reclining chairs that you can sit on. She also like says, there's a board right here. And she like nudges her lifeguard stand. She's like, there's plenty of boards around.
No, but no boards are like my board. Betty is her name. Me and her surfed the storms and the waves. I lost her in the storm just a few days ago, I would think. I don't recall.
Yeah, you don't know how long you were out. How long you were unconscious for. The last thing you remember is something large swatted you. Something large just slammed into you and you fell unconscious.
There wouldn't happen to be a lost and found on this island there.
That's a good question. She says, yes, many people are lost here. Usually the sirens find them or the native wildlife. There's treasures all around this place, if you can find them and are brave enough to seek them out.
Nah, man, I'm not interested in treasures. My board is my treasure. So just point me in the right direction to somebody that might know where she is.
She says, why don't you just make a new board?
Nah, nobody can replace Betty. We've been through too much.
Oh, well, I didn't know that it was so important to you. Why is it so important to you?
I've had her ever since I was a little egg. We've been everywhere together.
When you were a turtle egg? She continues to squint at you.
Nah, man. Dragon egg.
Oh, yes, you're a dragon. Strange to see your lot around here.
Yeah, I get that a lot, man. I've seen many things. Though I can't say I've seen... And I kind of look back at the wood sculptures of the ponies. Oh, the water fountains were quite refreshing.
Oh.
I've never seen them in such a design.
Oh, those aren't mine. She like gets down off of her thing and she like walks over to it and like pokes it and she's like, strange, I don't remember inviting you. She's like, what are you? Some sort of tree? She continues to poke this contraption of sorts. Squinting at it, not sure what it is.
I have no idea, man. They were here when I got here.
I didn't invite them. I thought they were with you.
Nah, man. I thought they were with you.
Butters walks up in between them and he puts his hoofs around the two of them. You notice the other one with the whistle has the word jangle etched into the side of it. And Butters kind of leans them close, and then you see him like ruffle the top of their hat, their top of their party hat.
Ah, they're with you then, my fluffy little pony friend.
Butters nods.
Right on.
How strange.
Butters, overhearing your conversation, he walks over to Penelope and pulls out this large piece of wood. It seems to be a expertly crafted raft that he hands to you, that he hands to Rad.
For me, my friend?
Butters nods.
Well, thanks. But I can't replace Betty, but I might need this to go find her.
Rad, roll me a mind as you hold the board. See if you can smell what's on it. Yeah, that's a crit. Go ahead and roll it again. That's another crit. Go ahead and roll it again. Okay, all right. You know that this has some sort of elixir protecting this board. You are quite confident because of your critical success is that it is resistant to fire. It takes half damage from any fire.
Oh man, I could take this volcano surfing on my off days. Betty not a fan of fire, you see.
Protection. It's protection, not immunity. Protection.
I don't know.
It'll resist it. It'll resist it. It won't.
Rad doesn't know the difference between immunity or resistance.
Oh, okay.
Butters walks over and he pulls out a stick and gives a stick to Rad and motions to the ground.
Man, you're just full of gifts and generosity. What does this do?
Butters moves his hoof in the ground like he's drawing something, and then he points to the raft, meaning to say, "What do you want the raft to look like?"
Oh. Well, I don't want to replace Betty, but it'd be easier if it was in more of a, board shape for surfing. A little lanky, and I kind of draw an idea surfboard for my character.
Butters looks at the example, and he looks back at the board, and he nods. He takes the raft away, and he goes. He's going to use a charge of his tinker ability to create a new surfboard out of this raft for Rad.
So to be clear, you're carving it up, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I need you to roll me a mind to make sure that you don't take off the properties that Golden had put on there. Okay, so roll me a mind. Yep, you're good. It is a fire-resistant surfboard. You carve around the lacquer that Silver had placed upon it.
Finished with his work, he adds one last touch to the board, and on the underside he etches in Abigail and hands it back to...
Oh, thanks, my pony friend. Abigail, is that her name?
Butters nods.
Well, I'll treat Abigail as if she was Bridget herself.
Butters nods.
You wouldn't happen to be able to help me find my lost friend, would you?
Butters shrugs his shoulders. He points out at sea, and he draws a boat on the ground, meaning to say that there's a boat out at sea that he's come from that he can take him back to.
Well, thanks for the offer, man, but I can't leave unless I check the island first. Bridget would never forgive me if I forgot about her. I have to scour this island. till I find her.
Butters frowns at this and sighs. He walks over to Silver. He kind of dries his hooves off on the ground, and he carefully tries to take the map out as to not wake Silver.
Butters removes the map from Silver's person.
And then he walks over to Rad, and he opens up the map and points with his hoof where Rad currently is, so that he can get an idea of how large this island really is.
So if you go to your handouts, you can see the updated, or Duke's updated map. Go ahead and select that, and you can see how large this map is.
All right, where are we roughly?
We're at the top square and triangle.
Square and triangle, so the house up in the top northwestern part?
Yes.
For the audience at home, right here.
This is a nice map, man. There's a crater over here now. You know, it's where I woke up. I don't know if it was there when I was before, but look like you're updating this map.
Butters points to the far end of the island, down towards Cake Town, and then he points to the that he had drawn on the ground, meaning to say that our boat is quite a distance, so we'll be able to see a bit of the island if you travel back to the boat with him.
Well, how could I turn down such a generous offer? Not only one, but 2 gifts, man. Sure, I'll accompany you.
Butters nods. He turns to look at the pangolin and starts scratching his head and frowning.
Ignoring you completely, I think we see like she takes off her scarf and she lays down her helmet that you gifted her, and she like starts dipping into the mud bath, and she's like washing herself, right? Everybody seems to be having fun and enjoying the mud baths. What is everyone else doing?
Butters will walk back over to Penelope, and he will pull out his lab coat and his stethoscope and his beaker from Penelope, and he's going to walk over to the mud baths and take the mud bath's pulse, and then try to take a sample of the mud bath.
Okay. Well,
clearly he doesn't know what he's doing, but
okay. You easily gain a sample. I need you to roll me a mind to like figure out a pulse, I guess. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, he wants to. This is a long roundabout way. He wants to figure out if this mud is going to be fire resistant, like the sap is, if it's going to have any property against fire. But he's just. This is what he does when he wants to perform experiments: is you have to have the lab coat, you have to have the stethoscope, you have to look professional when you do it.
So if you can keep it moist, right? If you can keep this mud moist, of course it could protect you. So it'd be just like anything else, right, that you would use. If you kept it moist, and yeah.
He walks over to Fiddleneck, and he starts looking at the nozzle that the water comes out, and thinking about the mud, trying to come up with a way to adapt Fiddleneck into also being able to shoot mud out of his flower.
Once again, the problem isn't necessarily that; it's trying to keep it liquefied, right? Even with a closed container, mud solidifies. It slowly dries out. So how are you going to do this? How are you going to keep... I don't know, would this be a mud cannon, I guess? You tell me. What is it that... what's your intention here?
Butters isn't going to do anything right now. He's just trying to formulate a plan. He's going to like taste the mud. Is there anything that he can tell is special about this mud, or is it something that he could mix with just water and dirt like regular mud, or is this special mud?
Roll me a mind. Do you have any like specialty like geology or
No, he
gem
doesn't.
finding or anything? Yeah, just be straight up mind. Just to be straight up mind. Sure.
He doesn't really know what he's doing, but he's kind of reaching.
Butters, yes, it's everything and more, right? This clearly is what keeping Mind Cloud young, and the Breezy's young, and it has magical properties. You are confident that this mud pool has some sort of elements that are magical and special to this area. You are confident in this.
Butters thinks for a moment, and then he nods to himself, confirming his theory as he walks over to Penelope and pulls out his bucket and gets a big scoop of mud for the bucket and puts it back in Penelope.
So you see here, if anybody notices you. No, nobody notices. You're just playing with mud. Everybody seems to be like, yay, doing their own things. You see like them like asking for like a beach ball, and they're like looking around for a beach ball, and like, we don't have one. And there's like a big frown, and like, oh.
Butters frowns at this too. He's going to go and he'll use another charge of his Tinker's ability and make a beach.
Excellent. It just happens, right?
Yeah, he'll grab like some leaves and stuff, some large leaves, fashion it into a beach ball, and then toss it into the mud.
Pinkie Pie, and magically a beach ball. It appears, yes. They cheer and squeal for joy as you present a beach ball. Rad, what are you doing as you see Butters' magical hoof waving spontaneously create a beach ball? What are you doing during all this, Rad? By the way, teams are getting set up as this beach ball is presented.
Rad's not much of a sportsman, not getting dirty at least. So I'm going to. I'm curious on what the clown's doing. Fascinated that he's just, he's got a lab coat. He must be serious.
Oh, he is. He's super serious.
He must be smart too.
Seems legit.
What you doing there, my pony friend?
He motions to what he's been working on. It seems like he's got some leaves, and on the inside of the leaves, he's got a balloon that he's blown up. So he's going to fashion the leaves over the balloon to make it beach.
Can I clue into that he's making a beach ball?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? You're not hiding it, right? Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
And then I see the net that they're setting up.
Oh yeah,
right
you
on.
See, like they're setting up a net and getting ready for what appears to be mud baths, beach ball, volleyball. Seem to be setting up. 2 breezies and a pangolin and a breezy. It seems to be the teams. So they're setting up.
I've never seen it played in mud before. Quite interesting.
Mind Cloud is the only one who understands you, and she like turns and squints at you, and she says, "Turtle and Unicorn, are you ready? Are you ready to join into the fun?" She continues to squint. Butters, by the way, is not a unicorn, and Rad is clearly not a turtle.
I look around.
Yep.
I'm like, oh my god, you guys have so many friends.
Yeah. As Butters tosses them the beach ball, it quickly gets served, right? And it starts going bunk, bunk. However, as like it goes over and hits the breezy literally just collapses under the weight of the beach ball.
Butters takes off his lab coat and puts away his stethoscope, satisfied with his deductions, and he's going to start playing some music to enhance the game. He's going to start playing some theme music for the game.
Excellent. What is this theme music that you're playing?
That's a good question. Let me find out before I roll.
Butters seems to be getting out his musical instruments, right? What is Rad doing during this volleyball game, right?
Oh, I'm gonna join in.
Oh, jump in. Which side you joining in on?
Oh no, music, man. Gonna play
Music.
supporting role for my friend here.
Excellent. Okay. Are you aiding him? Are you giving him an?
Yes.
Okay. Butters, you get an upgrade to your dice roll.
That's not going to help Butters, as he already has a D20 he rolls for his roll, and he has a musical instrument that also enhances it.
Double enhancement, my friend. Double enhancement.
Snake eyes, snake eyes, snake eyes. Let's see it. Let's see that one. Saw that one before. I wasn't expecting that.
I know. I was quite surprised when I won that.
I'm ready for those snake eyes. The game. Oh no, I think we lost Tunk Papa. The game doesn't go very well because the beach ball is far too large for the breezies, right? And the game is cut short because of the mass of the ball. They're like,
They seem?
I wish we had our better beach ball, one that anybody could hit.
Where is it, man?
Let's see if she knows. She says it's out there somewhere. Somebody probably took it. She gestures around with no general direction or purpose.
I looked at the breezies. They look more reliable.
Sure. You know that they do not speak pony or common.
What are you talking about, man? They speak freedom.
They speak freedom. Excellent.
I'm looking for the beach ball, man. And I kind of point at the ball and do the motions.
Roll me a charm as you try to describe, like, where is the beach ball? Show me where a beach ball is. Is that a crit? Oh,
that's 4 out of 6.
Let's see if they understand what you mean. Yeah. So they say, from these mutterings, yeah, we can hear you now. From these mutterings, you get beach.
Which way, man, to the beach?
Let's see if they know what that is. Give me a second.
Oh.
The last time that they had seen it was to the southeast.
Do I still have access to the map?
Of course, you should.
Could I show it to them and, see if they'll point a general direction?
So if you go down to your handouts, you know that it's near the squid. The last time was seen near the squid. You see that?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
That's many days travel from here.
Never know, man.
Butters sits down at Penelope and he starts playing on the piano.
Sure. Roll it. Is that a crit?
No.
Okay. It's like, how could that be a crit? That's 11. Yeah, excellent. Yes, it's a mighty fine tune. What tune are you playing?
You hear him in a low baritone voice. Sometimes you lose, and sometimes you win. If they knock you down, you just get up again. If you've done your best, then don't feel ashamed, 'cause you play for the love of the game.
Nice. You quickly discover that this is a magical beach ball.
My guy discovers that?
Yeah. That was correct.
Well, I don't honestly care about the magical properties. These breezies don't look like they're having fun. I'm gonna get this ball back.
Sure.
Maybe I'll find my board while I'm down there. You never know, man.
They're grateful to Butters, who did present them a new beach ball, but it is far too large for them to play. What do you guys do next as the party begins to wrap up and they start taking down the netting and everything else?
Well, I'll go to my new friend. I'm just gonna call him my pony friend from now on.
Sure.
Yo, my pony friend. I have an idea, a great one. And I thought you and me, friends and all, could go get the ball for them. I point on the map where they roughly pointed. It would mean the world to them if we could get it, man.
Butters kind of shrugs. He points to the tree, and then he points to the boat, and then he points back to what looks like the swamp, and then he points back to the hills. Clearly, there's a big route that Butters has planned to go on. He kind of scratches his head when he points at the beach. Yeah, he's seen the beach ball before, but he doesn't think it's still there.
Oh, it's just a slight detour, man. We could hit it on the way to the boat.
Butters shrugs and he points to the sleeping griffin.
Oh, he can fly, man. Just tell him where we're going.
Butters shakes his head no. He points to the griffin and then he points out towards the trying to say that he's the navigator. That Butters doesn't know how to navigate.
I'm gonna roll mine to see if I understand this. Okay, I understand it.
What do you do?
Well, I don't know what to do. He's intent on staying here with his griffin friend, and his griffin friend is sleeping.
Butters thinks for a moment and then he puts his hoof up.
Oh, you're double.
Butters thinks for a moment and then he puts his hoof. He walks over to the sleeping griffin, and he tries to carry him over to Penelope.
You pick up the sleeping griffin and stick him into the back of the cart. He's clearly exhausted from his days of travel. He sleeps comfortably in the back of the cart.
Butters pulls out his leaf pillow and leaf blanket that he's made before and covered silver with it. But he points to the pangolin, and he motions the pangolin needs to follow us, too. Needs to come with us.
Roll me a charm. She turns to you and says, No, you need to stay here where it's safe. Fire doesn't come around these parts. So if you stay here, you'll be safe. You should stay here. We'll live happily here at the mud baths. And you will be fine with your turtle friend, and we will have fun and adventures until our time has come. And she says, I've also noticed that Breezy there's caught your eye.
Butters nods. He frowns and slumps to the ground, sitting, and it looks like he's sharing the same pose that the other mannequins have. So all three of them are just sitting slumped with a large frown on their.
She says, that one right there, that one is Silver Firefly. She's also saying this in a low voice. The breezies are kind of like chillaxing in the mud, right? And they're like playing, and as like a bubble pops up, like they try to climb on top of it, and as it like bubbles, it like pops, and then they come flying back down, right? So it's like bloop, And then they just splash back down into it. Yeah. She says, yes, I've seen that one catch your eye, young pony. Oh, Rad, what are you rolling for?
I was seeing if I could understand this subtleness between.
No.
No, I don't understand that. Rad's just staring off into the sky.
The
Dreaming about
breezes,
his
right?
board.
The breezes is what got your attention, right? As they're popping bubbles, right, flying up and going down. It reminds you so much of the time you lost your board.
A tear comes to my eyes.
Yes, a tear slowly goes down the side of your cheek as you recall. Anything else? She seems pretty convincing, Butters. You need to stay here, where it's safe. She seems pretty convincing, Got the love of your life right here. It's a nice, cool pool. Just relax right here. What does Butters do?
Butters frowns at this and looks over at Silver. He kind of shrugs, deciding to at least stay here for the night. And when Silver's conscious again, we should probably try and set off.
I think Silver's like. It seems to be out of it. What do you guys do as as evening comes around? They start packing up, and you see them starting to wash off the mud, and they seem to be going back to their little huts back in the village. What do you guys do?
You said it's becoming night?
Yeah, it's starting to get towards evening. Yep.
Butters is going to stay for a minute and play with Iep. He hasn't had a lot of time to spend with his fledgling plant, and he's going to try to continue to smooth relations over with the episode.
Tell me about what this creature looks like. It's really strange.
Episode is a purple, looks like a purple flying bush. It's got purple leaves. It seems to have red fruit, though, growing from it. It's got 2 eyes sticking up from the leaves, and hanging below its roots are 4 black tentacles that it crawls along with and occasionally lifts up into the air and flies like a propeller with them. To all other observations, it looks to be some sort of mutated plant creature.
Man, I was hit harder than I thought.
Mindcloud and the Breezies begin to return after they've washed themselves clean of the mud. They offer thanks to the little pool and head home. Are you going to follow them?
Yes.
Excellent.
As Butters turns to walk away, you notice Jangle and Fiddleneck rise to their hooves and start walking behind Butters. As Episub flies around the collection of pony and man.
There we are. You return to the village, which isn't too far away, as night slowly descends upon you. The mist of Misty Island continues to swirl and whirl around you. You notice Rad and Butters. You both see what appears to be this large chunk of ice and an etching written in it. The Breezies wander off to this hut right here. While Mindcloud, she seems to go towards the middle hut. And what are you guys doing?
I'm going towards that ice sculpture thingy.
Go ahead and place your token. Roll me mind. See if you know what this is.
So it's basically solid ice. With writing in it.
Well, roll. That's a crit. Go ahead and roll again. Yeah, you're pretty confident that this is ice. Despite the normal temperature around, it's a nice, fair temperature around 75, 80 degrees. It's humid because of the damp, misty weather. It's a subtropical area, right? And this chunk of ice clearly has some sort of what appears to be, because of your crit, a symbol of a mind, a brain, in the block of ice.
Huh.
Butters walks over with his collection of pets and mannequins. He looks over at the chunk of ice and he frowns and glances over at the pangolin mind cloud.
Let's see if she even notices. Yeah. She enters into her home.
Butters is going to look for a place to clean up, to wash the mud off.
Excellent. You easily find like a trough of water, of rainwater, right? So that they collect off the roofs. And you easily find some water to wash yourselves. And I assume you take this shack that is empty?
Yes.
Excellent. Red, what are you doing?
Well, it's getting late. I need sleep. I gotta find a hammock or something. Gotta sleep under the stars.
Roll me a mind. Yep.
Oh, yes.
Sure. You can sleep under the stars tonight. Where are you going to hang your hammock?
If I can, I'll hang it right here.
Sure.
Find
Do you
very long
have
rope.
a hammock?
I have rope, I'm sure, if I find some, netting of sort.
Sure.
I can makeshift something.
Are you going to go back down to the, the mud baths and collect the volleyball netting? Is that what you're going to do?
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Who knows? I might run across my board on the...
Sure. Well, it's not too far. It's no more than maybe 100 foot from one another. It's not that distance.
You never know.
Yep. Go ahead and roll me a mind one last time. See if you can figure this out.
Nah, man.
Would you like to use a token of friendship?
Nah, man. This is an adventure.
It is an adventure as you wrap yourself in the netting. So you try to set up the hammock, right? Between the two structures, the block of ice and Mind Cloud's little hut. While you're in this process, you wrap yourself again and again into the netting. And,
perfect.
You are currently cocooned within your own sleeping netting.
I'll wake up as a beautiful butterfly in the morning, man.
Something like that. Also, you notice that there is no stars out tonight. I think during your shifts, you flip over and you're currently just staring at the ground.
What are you talking about, man? This is very beautiful green sky.
It is true. It is definitely green.
Before Butters goes to bed, he's going to set up a jangle out front of his hut in his sentry position.
Excellent.
And he's going to position Fiddleneck inside the hut to guard him and Equestria.
Somebody like to roll me survival or a mind?
I will go ahead and roll this mine.
Excellent.
Do you want me to roll too?
Would you like to well, first off, would you like to use a token of friendship?
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Would you like to use a token of friendship?
Nah.
Excellent. It is nighttime. Give me a second here.
So instead of snoring, I say gnarly every breath.
So you're like, gnarly,
Yes.
gnarly. Excellent.
Kind of like a whimper of gnarlies.
So I need 2 rolls. First off, for your sentry, Hunk. Hunk Papa needs to roll a sentry, and then I need. Well, I don't think you can get any lower. No, that's a. And then I need Rad to roll me a mind at downgrade mine because you're currently staring at the ground.
Up a -1?
Your lowest roll that you can roll is a die 4.
Oh, then I can't. Die 4.
Yeah, it's a die 4. Okay.
Die 3.
Awesome.
Or 3.
Give me a second. I need to know what stats this is. It'd be body. It'd definitely be body.
Butters needs to start upgrading the mannequins.
It's sneaking. Yep, it's sneaking. Give me a second here. Shouldn't be that high. We'll see.
And this was the moment I rolled up a new character.
No, you just fall unconscious. That's all. Oh, it's a die 4 too. Interesting. Okay.
There's no death in MLP.
Oh,
Well, at least not in
yes, there
for
is.
player character.
Oh,
Excellent.
I'll prove you wrong.
Rad. You and me a roll off right here. Die 4.
Die 4. Oh, I just got to beat
A 1. Awesome,
yes.
you did it. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Rad. In your bound condition, right? All the blood is currently going to your face, right? And I think this is where we get a reintroduction of, I think a snickering, right? Like a laughter of like this dragon being hung up. And audiences at home know who this is. This is Fire Kit. And he's like, did they capture you?
I'm going to roll to see how drowsy I am. Oh, no. Oh, no, little one. Just sleeping.
What
are
appears
you?
to be a being of living fire is currently standing right next to you, and you are currently bound. And I think we get like the scene of this fox like literally talking to you upside down, and just like, did they capture you? It's like, maybe I should run away.
Who are you, my little friend?
I am Kit.
Oh, Kit. I'm Rad the Dragon. It's a pleasure. And I try to move my arm to shake, but I realize I'm still bound.
Yes.
I'd shake your hand, my little friend, but as you can see, I'm a little stuck.
It says, you don't look like any of Fire's servants.
Fire servant? Oh, no, man. I'm a servant of the sky.
Who's Sky?
The great blue, man.
Who's
Haven't you ever ridden the sky before?
Who's the great balloon?
It might be the blood rushing to my head right now.
Yeah, I was like, so this Kit, right? This fox is like staring at you who are currently bound. And you tell him about the what? The great balloon?
The great balloon sky.
And the sky. The great sky. Fire Kit like looks confused at you and says, Is that who you worship?
Oh, that's who I
Is that
serve,
who you
man.
serve? That's
Yeah,
who you serve?
man. Free-spirited we are.
Oh. You're not bound to anybody?
Nah, man. You go where it takes you.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah, man. If you can help me find my board, I can show you the sky. Show you the way.
Are you talking about the red and yellow shiny board?
My eyes open wide. Bridget, you found her, my little man?
Oh no, I don't have it.
But you've seen it?
I have.
Where, my little man?
Phyre has it.
Take me to this fire, man. I need the board back.
No, you don't want to go there.
Why
I
not,
don't want
man?
to go there. I serve fire. You look an awful lot like the fire drake.
Ah, man. He
He's
looks
a lot bigger though.
That's okay. Perhaps we're cousins. I'm a little on the runt side, you see, but I'm sure he'll understand.
He's also fatter than you.
Ah,
Much
That's okay, man.
fatter.
how about this, my little man? Help me. Can I get down on my own?
How? I mean, are you going to use your fire breath to burn away the rope?
Oh, man, this is their net. No one destroy their net.
I know, but you entangled yourself. How are you going to get down?
I didn't think that far ahead.
I destroy their property that I'm borrowing.
I'm gonna try to use my wings to kind of flap. No, okay,
Sure.
I'm gonna stick my wings out. I'm like, man, can you help me? Push me, my wings, and so I can get unraveled.
So you're talking to a being made out of pure fire.
I'm
This
not that
creature
smart.
Is literally, yep. This creature is literally on fire.
I'm not smart, man.
Yes. So I want you to roll me a fly. See if you can get untangled by flight. Let's go ahead and roll me a fly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Is that a crit? No. It's not a
Yeah.
crit.
Oh, no. I don't know why it has two, but all right.
Yeah, it's not difficult. What happened was your wings, right? Your body weight was what was keeping you bound, right? And as you start to fly up, you slowly become untangled as you hover above the netting. And let's see what Fire Kid does. Fire Kid's like, ooh, you can fly.
It's one of the many gifts, man.
Well, the Fire Drake can't. Maybe you can use that against him.
Against him.
Yeah. He has
Why,
your
is he a-
board.
Is he a bad dude?
Oh, very bad. Very, very bad.
Does he pick on you, my little man?
He picks on everyone.
Oh, he sounds like a real meanie.
He is. He is.
I look at the ice. Do you think we could cool him down with this?
The kit, right, kind of shuns away from the ice block, and is like, "No, I don't know. I'm here to speak to Butters."
I don't know who Butters is. Butters?
Yeah.
Oh, you must have come and needed some butter, eh? Oh, I'm sure there's a kitchen around here somewhere. I'll help you, little man.
I'm telling them, if you find some Butters, make sure that he knows that my brother's coming for him.
Your brother, I assume he's just like you, my little man?
No, he's mean.
Oh, he's
Not only
mean.
that, he's coming with ponies, coming with metal ponies.
All right, I'll go get some butter then, man.
Okay.
Make sure it's nice dirtied up.
I think this is like where this creature, right, like runs away as you're like, okay, man. You're like, flee.
I'm off to go find butter.
Yep, you go searching for butter. Where do you look for butter?
Is there a kitchen around here?
Yes, why not? It'd probably be in here with the breezies.
I'll be very quiet. It's nighttime, man.
Sure, roll me a stealth with a body check. As you're
I
trying
don't
to
have
sneak.
stealth.
I know.
Oh man.
Just see their things.
Jangles goes off.
I'm not up in the north. I'm down in the south. That's where the kitchen is.
Things. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So we hear this like clunk, clunk, clatter, clatter, as like the breezies like start flying around you, right? As you start waking them up, and they're like getting onto you, right?
Oh, I'm sorry, my little friends. I needed some butter.
I think they look confused, right? And go ahead and roll me a charm. As
I tried
they
to-
like, yep,
I described butter.
yep. As you like start.
Yeah.
Critical success.
I need lots of butter, man.
To get you out of their house, they give you a stick of butter and tell you to leave.
I thank them.
You gain 1 stick of butter as the breezies literally kick you out of their house as they're trying to sleep.
Stick of butter.
Yep, you've gained 1 stick of butter as the breezies. I mean, you critically succeeded that, yeah.
All right. I don't know where this brother's coming, but I gotta make sure he gets the butter.
Excellent. Excellent. Rad, what do you do as you know that danger is close at hand? Because he warned you about his brother and some metal ponies coming.
Yeah, they needed butter that bad, I guess.
So are you going to go back to sleep?
No, I'm gonna go give the butter to him.
Who?
Because he never said little man's brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, he never said when he was coming. I thought he was coming soon.
There was panic in the fire kit's mouth as she's like, brother's coming. You need to be prepared.
Yeah, but did he tell me when he was coming?
No. He just said soon.
Well, then I'm going to just wait for the brother and give him the butter when I see it.
Excellent. Excellent.
I don't want him to wake anybody else. I already did that.
I know,
man.
right? That's so rude.
I know.
Awesome. Give me a second. I wasn't expecting all this. Excellent. Excellent. Should I do that? Yeah, I'm totally going to do that. Roll me a mind, Rad, as the forest around the village begins to catch on fire. Yeah, you see it clearly, but you don't see the other things that are happening.
Oh, that's okay. That looks like the little man's brother. I'm going to give him the butter.
Excellent. Excellent.
He doesn't look too mean or threatening. I'm used to fire.
From here, you can see what appears to be a large fox-like creature that is currently on fire. As he walks around, you notice the trees around him begin to catch ablaze and begin to crackle and sizzle. Yeah. What do you do as this creature approaches you?
Peace, my brother. I have the butter you were looking for. And I held up the stick of butter for him.
Excellent. Roll me a charm.
Oh, yes. 3.
Phyre Fox looks at you and says, well, this is interesting. You're new. He approaches you, Rad, and he seems to be all confident and very much in control of this situation. He says, oh, what is your name?
Ride the dragon, my friend. And what is yours?
Oh, I am the humble servant, Phyre Fox.
Ah, the humble servant, Phyre Fox. It's a pleasure.
No, the pleasure's all mine. He says, I have a gift for you.
Ah, I have a gift for you too, man. And I take out the stick of butter.
He says, what is that?
Oh, you were looking for butter, man.
I think the
That's all I could find.
butter begins to melt in your hand, right? As
Oh
you
no,
hold it out.
man!
Yep. It begins dribbling down your forearm, right?
I need ice. There's a big slab of it behind me.
There is.
Yes, I'm going to run over it. Try to
And
cool it
try
down.
to cool it off. Yes, go ahead and place yourself next to the cool block of ice. Phyre Fox smiles and he says, "Do you think Misty will save you?"
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Do you honestly believe that Misty will save you?
Misty? Who's that, my man? I'm just trying to protect the butter. It's starting to melt, man. I hold up the melting butter.
Who told you to give me butter?
Isn't that why you're here, man? Looking for butter?
He says, "No. I am
Well,
here
then why
to
are you here?
extinguish the lives of an earth pony and griffin."
Who?
Who told you to give me butter?
I'm confused, man.
Are you
I thought
some
you were
sort
looking
of
for butter.
clown? I
Nah,
think that's roll me another mind as you begin to see other figures appear.
Oh, look, more friends, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, many friends.
Friends. Go ahead and roll me a mind. Oh, shit. Okay, you don't see them. Okay, all right. You do not see them. But the audience does. Behind Rad, you see these metal-shaped ponies beginning to appear. Unfortunately for poor Rad, he doesn't see them getting closer and closer. So Phyre Fox is kind of losing his patience, right? And he says, "Who told you to give me that butter?"
Now, when I was talking, I assume I was still sleep deprived and crusty, so...
Yeah, oh yeah, we'll assume that too. And it wasn't
I don't-
terrible rolls.
Yeah. I assume it's the little rodent living in the shed, man. I don't know its name, but it's pretty friendly. And I pointed to the shack behind me because I assume that's the person that told me. They said you were looking for butter.
I think this is when the Breezy's house begins to catch on fire, right? He flings his tail, right? Flicks his tail at it, right? And it begins to catch on fire. And he says, once again, walking up, unbeknownst to poor Rad, we see these figures beginning to appear. Unfortunately for poor Rad, he doesn't see the figures.
I see the fire on the house now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Very much so. Phyre Fox, right? And this cruel smile, he says, "I will offer you a gift, and you better accept it. Help us contain the griffin and pony, and we will allow you to serve under fire."
I don't know who he's talking about, man. I just know the feather brain, my pony, my furry friend. I don't know anybody who he's talking about. Sorry, man, I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know anybody by those names.
Excellent. Butters, I think this is where you start to smell the smoke, right? It's starting to get intense. The village is starting to burn. Go ahead and roll me a mind.
We all die.
Maybe. Oh no, Butters. Butters, you're kind of groggily, right? You're starting to come around. But you do not enter this combat. This is known as a scuffle.
It's going to be a very short scuffle.
It probably will be, yes. Go ahead and roll body. Rad, go ahead and roll body. Poor Rad had nothing to do with any of this. But
I have no idea. At least I got the butter, man.
You still have your stick of butter.
Ah, yes.
Oh,
It was
no.
a short life.
Oh, no.
It was a good life.
So,
I still have my board on me.
I have good news. I have good news for you. This is just initiative. This isn't a critical failure or anything like that. So Rad got a 1. Butters, go ahead and roll body. You don't enter until the next round when the fighting actually begins.
I'll be down by then, man.
We'll see. It's a D12. Okay. And then what's these? Die 6? Nope, die 12. Holy crap. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, that's what happens when you don't accept gifts, I guess.
I didn't know who he's talking about. He's got to be more specific.
I know. Poor Rad has no idea what has happened. But if you go back and watch it, it makes total sense as he's like that. So Phyre Fox is up first. He says, "Seize him." And this is where a scuffle begins, right? And Rad, this is when the ponies begin like charging out, right, from the shadows around you. And they begin swarming around you, even on top of the ice. You notice
they must want the butter.
You notice that poor Phyre Fox. He just issues commands, right? Butters, you're asleep for this round. You will be up next. This is when it gets really bad. Rad, I need you to roll me a body. And this is against their body rolls. 1.
I like to see their bodies.
3,
oh my god, I'm not surviving this.
So I have good news and bad news. Okay.
I'm dead. It was quick. That's the good news.
I have good news and bad news. Rad, what's your HP?
It was 10.
You are quickly knocked unconscious.
How much damage did they do?
11.
It gets reduced by 1 per because of my beanie.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think survived. This is where they literally walk up behind you and clonk you in the back of your beanie.
So you said they did 11, meaning...
Yeah, minus 1, which is 10, which is your maximum stamina.
So you're still reduced to 0 stamina.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm confused. Combat's the first I've ever engaged. So all in all, they all together did 11?
So a scuffle. I'll show you. I'll demonstrate when Butters gets in this. Maybe. Butters might run away. Red, you fall unconscious, and Phyre Fox continues to snare. He's like, "This isn't a strong dragon. This is nothing like the fire drake." And he looks and he says, "Spread out and find them." Butters, it is your turn. You smell the blaze and smoke. I think he also catches another place on fire while he's at it. Yeah, he'll burn another place down.
Butters, kind of cluing in on what's going on, he frantically
smoke. You smell smoke.
He puts Yepesub and Penelope and he runs outside to see what's going on.
You clearly see what appears to be Phyre Fox, right? And this time he isn't bringing gifts. This time he looks really super pissed. He seems to be out for blood. Someone in particular who sprayed him last time with a joke.
Butters frowns at this. He snaps his hoof as Jingles starts blowing his whistle. And Butters kind of pushes his hair forward and pulls up his invisible sleeves. And he steps up to Penelope to start to play a tune on his piano to try and alert everyone to what's going on.
Excellent. Go ahead and sound the alarm. Would you like to use a token of friendship?
Yes.
Go ahead and reroll. Man, this is horrible tonight, bros. Watch, it's a 1.
Not my first and last game.
Not much better. Wow, this is not going well. I was not expecting this. Butters, you moved and you did something. You're shrill, right? It's not intended to be great or anything like that. It's to wake them up, right? And you have done that, right? You got the breezies added. Got Mind Cloud added. So, with the assistance of the fire, you had a bonus. Man, this is
and Jangle is also currently blowing the party whistle too.
1d4. Breezy's got a 2. And Mindcloud, where you at? Mindcloud's got a 12. Nice. Okay, 5. Not bad. Not bad. And descend. It was Butter's turn. Mindcloud, right? She's like coughing. And she steps out. And seeing like the armored ponies and stuff like that, she steps back into her house. The animated ponies see their objective. And they begin charging you, Butters. 1, 2, 3. And then 1 on this guy. They begin to what appears to be hoof stomp you. And they begin to clobber you with these metal hooves. And they begin to foot stomp you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, the fourth one is on your companion. So you need to beat a 9. Boom! I believe that's a crit. Yeah, okay. How would you like to dish out 10 stamina? It's a 3. And also
And
you need
Django
to roll. Yep.
So Django got a 3 on his body.
So it was focused on 1. This animated pony, right, gets clobbered, right, but doesn't seem to wince in pain or anything like that. How are you dispensing your 10 points of damage to the 3 that are currently on top of you?
Butters is going to duck out of the way as they kind of punch each other. We're going to do 10 points of damage to this one right here.
Excellent. And then, well, okay, just minus 10. Awesome. Despite your hammering, right, the iron pony just seems to like stare at you with these empty eye sockets, right? It is the Breezy's turn. The Breezy's having coughing and they start flying out, right? And they start screaming in their other language, right? And then you see if one of them notices Rad. Yeah, oh yeah. This one right here comes over to you, Rad, and you are healed for 9 points of stamina. And it says,
I have no idea what it said.
right, because it's all breezy.
I'm going to roll mind to see if I understand its intent.
Sure, yeah, go ahead and roll mind.
Oh, yeah.
That's a crit. Go ahead and roll again.
God, where are these crits when I needed them?
I know, right? They're saying, like, get up and run away. Fire's here. Rad, it is your turn. This breezy comes up and, like, heals you. You wake up with 9 points of stamina back.
Coughing. Where's the butter?
The butter is still oozing in your hand.
Oh, good.
What do you do, Rad?
Does the fox pay attention to me?
He seems to be focused on what appears to be the earth pony.
All right. I want to get a bit closer and throw the butter at his face. He's
Excellent.
a mean...
Excellent.
I don't learn.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a body as you attempt to slap him around with some butter.
I'd like to use friendship.
Okay. You use 1 token of friendship in order to reroll, I assume. There's bonuses. So you can spend 2 to get an upgraded dice, or you can spend 3 to automatically succeed.
Oh, fuck it, I'm going to automatically succeed. I think it'd be hilarious.
This is when tokens of darkness kick in.
Yeah,
right?
I'm aware.
I obtain 1 token of darkness for every 2 tokens that are spent. Butters has spent 1. You have spent 3. I gain 2. Thank you.
That's right. Rad isn't long for this world.
Tell me what your intention is. And then roll me, what is it? What's your current body?
6.
It is upgraded to a die 8. Roll me a die 8.
I thought if I spent 3, I would make it. succeed.
Yeah, you automatically succeed, but this is your max damage that you can do. 1 and 8.
Well, I'm not like aggressively hostile. Like this guy's a meanie, but he wanted the butter, so I got to give it to him still.
So this is like stamina damage is just like throwing insults or anything.
4.
Well, I mean, it's so he was staring at the pony, right? However, you coming up and smearing your butter all on his face, right? This insult, this grave insult you did to this Phyre Fox takes 4 points of stamina damage, and he's like cleaning out his eyes, right? Do you do anything else?
I got you your butter, man. Enjoy.
It is now Phyre Fox's turn. He turns and looks at the dragon who
I
smears butter all on his face. He growls at you, right? And using one of his 9 tails, he swings down upon you. Fire blazing. I need you to roll me body. Oh my God. That's a crit.
Oh, sweet. I won't
Next
die
dice,
as quickly.
Die 8.
Oh.
Go ahead and roll a die 10. Roll a die 10.
Oh.
Keep going, buddy. Go ahead, red die 12. Die 12. This Phyre Fox, right? He like rages against you and swings down with his massive tail. Tell me how you awesomely succeed.
I sneeze. I lurch forward and it goes over my head.
The blaze washes over you. You may do 10 points of stamina damage to him. How does this happen?
I sneeze. Sorry, man.
So as you sneeze, does like any fire come out from your fire breath?
Yeah.
What happens? What happens?
I sneeze a fire breath. So as I go to sneeze after the bit of butter hit me in my face, and I'm allergic to butter, unfortunately. So I sneeze, and out of my nose goes a flaming fireball.
Excellent. So it's fire against fire, right? And the dragon's fire is different, right, from a natural fire. And it washes over him, and like parts of him like start to evaporate, and he's like, "Oh, maybe you are stronger than I thought."
Sorry, Butters, my little dude.
Butters, it is your turn as these ponies continue to pummel you with their iron hooves. What do you do? That was surprising. I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't
Good
expecting
job, Brad.
Good round.
Job. Yeah, I was like, God damn it! I rolled a 9. It's like he only has 9 HP.
So Butters, seeing Phyre Fox, he's going to quickly try to do a comedy act with this bucket of mud. And his intention is to throw the bucket of mud on Phyre Fox because he knows it has magic properties.
Okay, sure.
So he'll run past the ponies as they try to attack him, and he's going to like try and slip this way and that way, almost losing the bucket of mud until he finally loses his balance and the mud flies on Phyre Fox.
Flings S. Go ahead, roll it. It's a die 12. Excellent. Tell me how this bucket slams into Phyre Fox.
Butters tries to duck and dodge out of the way and trips and stumbles past all the earth ponies, and he finally gets halfway there, but he trips on his butt and throws the bucket out, and it flies up and just lands right on Phyre Fox's head as the mud starts to ooze out as it.
So I think he's got like this helmet, like this bucket of mud, right? Like trapped on his head, right? He's just like growling at you. Anything else, Butters?
Jangle's going to do something about being,
sure.
And he's going to have Fiddleneck try to, I guess, squirt some water on these ponies and rust them or something.
Excellent. Oh, would you like to use a token of friendship?
No.
Okay. Well, he takes 2 points of stamina damage as the iron pony like turns sharply as it's focused on you, Butters, right? And it bumps. who is it? Fiddle, and then the
That
other
was
one needs to go
Jangle.
off. Oh, that was Jangle. Yes.
Yeah, so now
Jangle.
Phil.
Yep. That's a critical success. Go ahead and roll out. Okay. So good news is that you critically succeed. The bad news is that you do not overcome its defenses. It takes 8 points of stamina damage as it pretty much just, there's a brief struggle, right? As the two conflict. Anything else, Butters? Super lucky.
Nope. As the pony kind of kicks Fiddleneck, something goes wrong with the contraptions in him, and he just kind of slumps to the ground, no longer moving.
Okay. Mind Cloud comes out with buckets of water and spends time trying to like douse her house that's currently ablaze. The animated board. All right, they start moving after the exact same target as they were initially commanded to. Butters, bad stuff. Bad stuff's going to happen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gotta beat 11, buddy.
Would I be able to roll my stout heart with this?
You may if you wish. Well, it doesn't cancel. It stays on the 5. It stays on the 5. You take 11 points of stamina damage as once again the iron ponies begin pummeling you once again. Right? All right. This breezy, seeing that you've taken damage, flies up to you, Butters, and attempts to heal you. It's okay. It's okay. You get 1 point back. Wow. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Rad, you are up next.
Well, seeing as I just made a mess on his face and I set him on fire and he's covered in mud, I go look for a bucket of water for him. I gotta help him.
Yeah. Are you going to get a bucket of water?
Yeah, so I run over here. I assume there's like buckets of water outside, and
Yeah.
I run
Any
back.
of
I'm like,
the
I try to help him by
barrels.
throwing it at his face. You know, helping him
Excellent.
get his face wet.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll me a body.
Oh,
Against
God.
his body. That'd be 12. Okay. So I'm pretty consistent. Oh, awesome. Tell me how you succeed in flinging this bucket at him.
Well, I'm concerned for him. He's like dirty. He's on fire. Like I didn't mean to catch him on fire. Don't worry, my big flaming dude. I'll help out. And I get the water, and as he turns, because he hears my voice, he turns the water right into his face.
He growls. His normal blazing form, right, with the mud and the water and everything else, seems to be like shimmering, but he is not done yet. Targeting the last person who targeted him, he literally walks up to you, poor Rad, and he begins to beat you down. 7.
I lived a good life.
You got this.
1.
Interesting. Would you like to use a token of friendship?
What token of friendships?
Oh no,
I've
you
used
used them all up.
I survived the pounding anyway.
Do you? You
Yes.
rolled a natural 1.
Yeah, I'll use a token for him.
Excellent. Oh, you get to reroll, Rad.
Oh God.
Come on, buddy.
A 5.
Still not enough. You take 7 points of stamina damage. I think he like
6.
opens up his mouth, right? Oh yeah, 6. And he just like roars at you, right? And during this roar, this heat wave just washes over you, and you're just like, "Whoa, bad breath." Butters, it is your turn.
He's getting pretty fed up with these ponies, metal ponies. So he's going to turn to his piano and he's going to try to play a low tune that's going to vibrate their armor and vibrate them into pieces, hopefully.
Excellent. Sounds like it's an interesting little... you're trying to find that key, right? Trying to find that key. Excellent.
Nice.
And what would these be? Against body? I guess it would be against body. You're trying to vibrate them, right?
Could
Yes,
be willpower.
It'd be buds and body. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. You get 12 point... Oh, is that a crit?
No, it's not a crit.
Oh. You get to dish out 12 points. How would you like to dish it out?
How was that one doing that took the 10 early? Like, can I tell if it's pretty sturdy or?
So his metal is kind of like sloughed off, right? And you can't see like the turning gears on him. Does that make sense?
So we'll do 10 to that, or 2 to that one, and 10 to this one, or 10. So 2 to the one that's already been hit, and then 10 to a.
So 2 of them are injured, right? This one's injured, and this one's injured. Be very specific on how you divvy this out.
So 2 of them are injured, you said?
Right. 2 of them are injured.
So
yes.
let's do 6 and 6 then. 6 on the injured and on each injured.
Okay. 6. And this one collapses into a hunk of metal. Just okay. Excellent. Well done. Mind Cloud continues to attempt to put out the fire, and this fire is now put out. Is now the animated ponies having a single-minded focus. They continue to target you, Butters. 1, 2, 3. Have to be an 8. Oh! Roll off. Oh shit.
Oh.
Butters, you take 12 points of stamina damage as once again they begin pummeling you. Boom, 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 boom.
And Butters falls unconscious.
Oh no. It is the Breezy's turn, and only got 1 heal left. Seeing you fall unconscious, this Breezy comes over to you and get 8 points of stamina back, Butters, as once again the Breezies are trying to keep you in the fight. Rad, save us, Rad.
I don't know what the hell you're expecting out of a level 1.
Come on, Rad, you got us. You got this. Pull out
So
another 10, buddy. Pull out another 10.
He's damp. I gotta dry him off now. So I flap in the air,
Yes.
about head level, and with my wings, I start trying to, blow dry his head.
Excellent. Roll a fly plus body, as this is an attack.
So a d6 plus a d6, basically?
Yeah. Take the higher one. Gotta beat a 4.
Oh, 6.
Oh, it's a crit.
Do I still gotta roll the body?
Yeah. Well, this is a crit, so it's a die 8.
Alright, so there's my body, but the fly was higher, so d8 now.
Yep.
Alright.
Okay. Excellent. Tell me how your wing beating extinguishes Phyre Fox.
Well, I flap like I've never flapped before. Like I fly in storms, so I'm pretty. I can get pretty powerful gusts going, and he's wet. He's on fire slightly. I gotta dry him off.
So
What
this
kind of friend
wispy
am I?
wave, right? This wispy wave, he goes whoosh, right? This form appears to be destroyed. However, that's when he reappears. Right here. You guys may and he rerolls because he's re-entering combat. It's a die 12. It's a 2. Excellent. His body begins to slowly reform within what appears to be the fire. The object that he was in is instantly destroyed. And so is the fire. So the cedar tree instantly bursts into flame, as well as what appears to be the fire that he had created. Butters, it's your turn. Yeah, that's descending. What you doing, Butters?
He's going to take parts of this fallen metal pony and try to juggle them off of the other ponies.
Excellent. Roll it. Roll it. It's a crit!
It's not.
It's not?
Well, it is, I guess, because I get
It
to roll
is?
my body with that, so it's a crit for the body.
It is a crit, yeah. Let's just die 10. 1, 2, 3. Oh. No? Yeah, you did make it. It's a 12. Tell me how you dish out 12 points of stamina damage to these iron ponies.
We're going to keep the trend up, so 6 to the injured one and 6 to a new one.
This one looks like it's about to fall apart. This one right here. Mind Cloud runs over and begins to douse this fire. It is the pony's turn. They turn to you, Butters, and with their cruel, eyeless, I guess it wouldn't be cruel, it'd just be eyeless helmets begin waylaying on you. 1, 2, 3. Would you like to use a token of friendship?
No.
Take 10 points of stamina damage.
And he's unconscious again.
It is the Breezy's turn. The Breezies begin to flee. They've done what they've could. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. Phyre Fox. He begins laughing, right? As he sees his prey collapse and fall. And he turns to you, Rad, and he says, "Once again, I offer you a gift. Join us. Join with fire. You have proven your worth."
Is this guy an enemy?
I mean, is he?
No, I don't know. I rolled a 4. Am I starting to clue in?
For mine, yeah, you clearly know that this is a servant of fire, who's been burning shit down, right? The Breezies are currently fleeing, and this creature right here seems to be trying to put out the flames.
I mean,
you
you just saw your friend be knocked out by a bunch of people commanded by this fire.
I'm starting to get the awful feeling that this guy's a bad guy. I'm slow. Give me a break.
That's okay. That's all right. I mean, it makes sense for a brand new, like, hey, who are you? Would you like some butter? He's like, yes, I am here for butter. He's laying in a puddle right over there. So Phyre Fox, that's what he does. He offers you Rad. And let's see here. He says, yes, join us. He rolled a 14 to try and convince you. He sounds pretty honest about this.
It does.
Sounds pretty convincing. Sounds really nice.
I guess we'll have to pick this up next week. We gotta get going to work.
It is your turn. After all, this is a good place to stop. This is a great place to stop.
Yeah,
We'll
it's good.
see you folks in the next episode. I hope you guys had fun.
As a punching bag? No.
Well, it's always fun to get the new player to be like, I don't know what's going on. And like, well, I'm okay. We will see you folks in the next episode. Bye.
See ya.